Howdy, my name is Venturebug12 and today I'm going to do another Gamemaker tutorial. But first you're going to need to get Gamemaker, so just go into a Google tab and you're going to search up Yo-Yo Games, and there should be this Yo-Yo Games 2D with Gamemaker thingy. Click that. Now, there's Gamemaker Studio 2, but you don't want to do that. You're going to click Get Gamemaker. Now, on the very bottom here, there's all these options. If you want to get one of the expensive ones, you can do that. But there is a tutorial button around here somewhere. Where did it go? Sorry, I haven't seen this one. Okay, this one. The trial for the Windows, or you can get it for the desktop. But that one costs more. So I would get the Windows one, which is free, and when you get that, you're going to choose the advanced option. And then once it downloads, you can go back into this video. Alright, first thing you want to do is click on File, and then Save As. Now, as you can tell here, I have a lot of games, so I was going to do a 2D kind of style one. So this one I'm just going to call YouTube. Okay, and make sure you don't use any spaces, because that could mess up your game. Okay, the next thing you want to do is add in a sprite for your player. I'm not going to make my sprite detailed, but you can make your sprite as detailed as you want, and I will add in more videos following up with this. But for right now, I am just going to call, or not call my sprite, but make my sprite a red square. You can use the colors and stuff to make it whatever you want it to be, but I'm just going to make mine a red square for right now. Alright, and I put a little border on there. You can do whatever you want. Again, it's your sprite, but I'm just making a really simple one for the video. And then you can click Show Preview to see what it will look like in the game. Next up, you're going to want to make a sprite for the wall. So type in wall or solid or whatever you want it to be. And then go to Edit Sprite, File, New. This one I'm just going to make a wall texture from one of my files I have. I'll use this texture for now. If I can find it, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna use. That's not what I want to do. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to choose this block for right now because I kind of like the way it looks with the wall and stuff, but you can make your own sprite however you want it to look. I like to make mine a bit more detailed though. Alright, next up, you can close out all these tabs, and yes, you're going to save changes to all of them. You're going to click this blue circle twice to make yourself two objects. One of these you're going to type obj player for your player, obviously. And then there should be this little box here that says no sprite. Just simply assign the player sprite to that box. Next up, you're going to do obj solid or wall or whatever you called it. I call mine solid, so I'm going to do that. Okay, this one all you need to do is click the solid button and you should be okay. Next up, I'm going to do the keyboard. So add event keyboard. We're going to do the letters, WASD, but you can do the same things with arrow keys. Just use the arrow key button. Okay, so I'm going to do WASD, and make sure it is just the keyboard. Like there's different kind of keyboards, you just want keyboard for right now. Alright, I have my WASD keys. Now A, if you look on your keyboard, is to the left. So you're going to choose this horizontal button, speed horizontal, and you're going to do -8. Now D is to the right. You're going to do the exact same button, but this time with 8. S is down, so you're going to do the vertical one this time, 8. And W is up, so you're going to do -8. The negatives make it reverse in the direction that the arrow on the thingy is pointing. So that's how you can do that. Next you're going to do key release letters, W for right now, and then you're going to drag over one of these boxes and click the center. Now this one you can duplicate over to the other boxes in order to save some time. Let me do that quickly. Alright, so now your basic player movement should be done. Click this little kind of flashcard looking thing. Okay, and then you have a room. You're going to go into settings, and right now the name of my room is going to be room test, just to make sure that the room mechanics will work. And this is the creation code, you don't need to know that yet. I'm going to save the game because it should work, and we'll try this. And I forgot something. Okay, yep, okay, got you. Let's save this again. Sometimes it does this weird thing. Okay, now we're going to go back into the room. We forgot to actually add in our stuff. It's kind of important. We'll make the background color gray for now. That'll be the floor. Or actually we'll do a kind of red to make it look more like a carpet. Then we'll do the wall just around the corner. You shift and hold click in order to get it to continuously click, otherwise you'd be spamming the click button through this. Okay, and then I'm going to put my player in here, and all we're going to be doing in this video is showing you how to make it collide with walls and also how to make it have enemies that it's trying to avoid. Okay, now we need another sprite. Well, no, we're going to test this first actually. Excuse me? Why did it create a... Never mind. That was... I think I created a new room by accident. Sorry. That's your room test now. Okay. Save and play. There we go. So now if you use your WASD keys, it should go, but it's going to pass through all the walls right now, and we're just checking for the movement. Okay, you should have your movement down, and it should be working fine. Just create a little course or something for you to test out. Next we're going to do the collision with the wall, which is super simple. Do this collision button with the solid or wall or whatever you named it. I don't know what you named it. And then bounce. You don't want it precisely, otherwise you'd bounce around the whole map. So against solid objects, you should be good now, and the movement will actually stop you whenever you try to get on a wall. There you go. Now right now it is kind of bouncy, so if you want to change that, all you have to do is make it against solid objects and actually turn your character to a solid as well. And it shouldn't be as bouncy now. It will still bounce a little bit, but it won't be as bouncy. There you go. Okay. So now you have your walls done, which you can make smoother, but we're not going to do that in this episode. Let's start working on some enemies and the finish. So over here we're going to do SBR_enemy. I spelled enemy wrong. Edit sprite file. I'm going to create from strip again. I have a ton of sprites already loaded up, but you can use you can make your own enemies. That would work better probably. Okay. And for this I'm just going to do one of these little slime dudes. Kind of funny. Okay. And also I'm going to erase the rest of it. So let me do that quickly. Okay. And let me move this thing itself down more. You'll obviously learn how to use the menu more when you progress up. Okay, so this is my little enemy guy. He's looking pretty nice. Okay, now I'm gonna update my player again and then do another episode later, but for right now my player is just a square. Then we're gonna do an object for SPR underscore enemy, or not SPR, sorry, OBJ. Why did I do two underscores? Okay, OBJ underscore enemy. And then you assign SPR underscore enemy, add event, step, and you're gonna do this arrow pointing to a dot button, and whatever your player was named, copy it exactly. Mine was OBJ underscore player, so I'm gonna do OB underscore player dot X and OBJ underscore player dot Y. At a speed of, your player is going 8, so I would make this one about 6. You can at least gain some speed against this thing. Next up, you're going to do collision with the object of object solid, and the same thing as we did for the other thing, it'll go against the wall by bouncing. Let's add a couple enemies inside the room right now just so we can see what it looks like, and we can always change it later. There we go, so we have our two enemy guys. They've kind of collided into each other because we haven't done any collision masking yet, but they're chasing after us. Right now when they touch us, they won't actually do anything. They'll just kind of sit there and jiggle around, but we'll make it so it restarts in a couple seconds. Okay. Now we're going to do collision with player, add event collision with the object of OBJ enemy will, there's this room button down here, restart the room, and I like to use the blend effect. It makes it look more like an in-out kind of death thing. Okay, next up, we are going to try this. So once you die, which I'm just going to run right into this thing. Okay, it restarts you. That's what we want it to do. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how to exactly mask the collision perfectly, but I've tried a little bit. You want to make this precisely against all objects when you do collision with object enemy, which is this enemy. So I'm just going to experiment with this. I haven't actually tried it. Yeah, that's what happens. So it works kind of good. You can kind of let it trail around to try and get it, but the enemies won't touch each other now. They'll just, there's a chance they get stuck though. That's the only thing I don't like about it. So if you want it to look more realistic and they can just stop if you want them to, go right ahead, but I like it better when they go inside of each other for right now until I find out a better way to do that. Okay. Next, we are going to add in the end, and that's all I'm going to do for this one. So, you do SPR underscore finish. I will obviously change this to a door sprite or something by the next time I do this. You can make this again whatever sprite you want to be, but for right now I'm just going to make it a little brown door, or a brown block. Alright, and then object SPR underscore finish, and with the block for the, why do I keep doing SPR? This is an object. Okay, OBJ underscore finish. Then you're going to add event collision with the instance of object player will let you go into the next room with a fade out and in effect, I guess. I don't know. Whatever effect you want to do. I'm probably going to do custom effects next time, but we'll see for right now. And if you save your game, you should have a, whoops, forgot to do something again. forgot to put the finish in the test room. Okay. You should have a finish right there. Try to avoid these thingies, they might king up on you or something. And then when you touch it, it'll pop up this error message. It'll say moving to the next room after the last room. And that is all I'm going to show you in this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.